Assalamu alaikum Bokayi. Welcome back to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel, the home of Gambian football. I am Chama, and in this video, I will make a 25-man squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifier against Seychelles and Gabon. I know we are all excited to see the full squad that Jonathan McKINSTRY, the new head coach of the Gambia, will bring. So before that is announced, I had a pop at making a 25-man squad based on the performance level of players, based on the experience of players, of course, and based on the availability of players for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. So in this video, I will discuss that with you guys. But guys, if you are new around the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you enjoy this video, please give it a like. I would really love to hear your thoughts at the end of the video, because I'm sure we're always gonna disagree on who should we pick or who should not come and all whatnot. So I'm very excited to hear what your thoughts are on it. So please leave your comments on the comment section in this video. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the discussion. The first thing I would like to discuss is the criteria that I use to select my team. This is the criteria that I set for myself personally. Of course, I'm sure Coach Jonathan will have his own criteria he set, and you guys will have your own criteria that you set to select your team. But personally, based on this selection that I'm about to make, I set these 5 criteria to make my own personal selection. The first one, I think we all will agree on that one. The player has to be a Gambian national, or he has to be a Gambian descendant. There are some people, they will not even want Gambian descendant to play for the Gambia. But for me, I have no problem with that. You know, if a player is born in another country, but with Gambian parents, I give them the same chance that I give the Gambian who born in Gambia with Gambian parents. Personally, I'm a father of somebody who is not born in the Gambia, but for me, I look at him as a Gambian. So if he was to represent Gambia in whatever thing he does when he grows up, I will support him in that, and I will be very glad, and I will be a very proud father to see him do that. So I'm not gonna close any doors for any player. So that's why that first criteria that I set is a Gambian national or a Gambian descendant. As long as you have the opportunity or you have the option to represent Gambia, you are included in this selection. You are given an option. You are given an opportunity to be part of this. And then the number 2 criteria is quality of the league or club. The quality of the league that the player is playing in, and the club that the player is playing for. So these 2 things are very, very important. So for example, in England, if a player is playing in England and then a player is playing in let's say Bosnia or something like that, and then you want to compare these 2 players, you will give a higher weight to the player playing in England. That's what I mean by the quality of the league and the club that they are playing for. This is another criteria that I set for myself. It is subjective in some ways, but I will try to consider that when I make my decision on the players that I select. The third criteria that I set is the form of the player recently, how his form is, because personally I follow Gambian players now. Every week I do a video on Gambia foreign players, how they are performing in the week with their club. So I kind of know broadly the form of each player, how they are doing and all whatnot. So that will be taken into account, the recent form of the player and how many playing time they are having at their club level. So this is something that I will consider in my selection. The other one, number 4, is the experience. National team experience is important. Is very, very important. You cannot just pick your team based on the players that are performing at the best of their level. But sometimes, when it comes to Gambia, we have some key players. We have some player like Jamano. He has not been in the best of his form, but we all know when he comes to Gambia what he offers to the national team. Musa Barrow is just coming back from injury, so he's not in his top form, but we all know he's one of the most important players also for the country. So national team experience is very, very important. I will also factor that into my consideration. And the final one is how realistic it is. I talk about player being descendant of the Gambia, but there are some players they are descendants of the Gambia, but it is not really realistic for those players to come play for Gambia. So I have to consider that. Is it realistic for this player to come and play for Gambia? For example, if I'm looking at the Oscar Bobo, yes, I know he already played for Norway now, so he's somebody we have to forget about. But if he has not played for Norway, then the realistic thing for him to play for Gambia in that situation was very, very low. So for him, I will not give him much consideration. That's what I mean by the realistic, how realistic it is for that player to come play for the Gambia. So these are the criteria that I set. And then what I did next was I shortlisted players. It has been a very hectic job for me to do this, and I'm not getting paid for it. I was just wondering how difficult it is to be a coach. But anyways, going back, so I shortlisted 5 goalkeepers. Basically, these are the 5 goalkeepers that are being considered for Gambia at this moment in time. Modou Diop Toldo, Cheikh Sibi, with his club Virtus Verona in Italy. Ibrahim Astek Jaju, he was almost there, but he was never there. Lamin Sarr, he was there in the African Cup of Nations. He was part of the team. Baboucarr Gueye, who was who has been first choice for the national team for some periods, and and Toldo has been for some periods. So these are the 5 goalkeepers that we considered. Not much there. Then you look at the defenders. There are a host of defenders. I cannot even list all the defenders, but at least I took 22 out of the lot defenders that we have. This is a blessing now. Talking about Gambian footballers, talking about Gambian professionals, you are listing up to 22 players that have potential to come and represent the Gambia. So I'm not going to name all this list. You can see on the screen the players that I listed in the initial stage before my screen. So these are the players. And then likewise, I did it for midfielders. I have about 18 midfielders on the list. You can see the list here. If you want to know if you want to see the names that I added, that I at least looked at, these are the names. You can just pause the video and then look at the names. 18 of them I selected in the initial phase. And then forwards, there were tons of forwards. That is the most, I think deciding the forwards was the most difficult aspect of this one, because there are tons of forwards. So I shortlisted 24 forwards. So in total, I shortlisted almost 75 players, 75 Gambian players, which when I was doing it, was like, wow. And it's not like I'm not picking players that that fit the bill. They are gonna play for Gambia or something like that. They are playing for a club. But these are players, most of them are engaged with their clubs. They are playing regularly. We see what is happening recently. Gambian players winning trophies left, right, and center. So yeah, it is a blessing. And like some coaches say, this is a good headache to have as a coach, where you have tons of options to pick from, and then you have to trim it down to a bare minimum of 23 to 25 man squad. So I had 75 for a start, and then about 75 for a start, and then I'm gonna cut it to 25 players. So at least I have my criteria set, and then I have my shortlist. So these players I'm gonna focus on. Of course, I will have oversights of players. Like there's a player out there, a player A or player Z there, who did not come to my thoughts. So it is normal. So if you have those thoughts, just comment them in the comment section. I cannot, because this is not my job, to be honest. But if I was the coach of the team, it is my job to know every single player. So I should not have oversight of these kind of things. But I'm just doing this for fun, and just to open discussion with my audience. And yesterday I promised when we did the Gambia football show that I would do this video today before the coach reveal his final man squad. So that's why I'm rushing it. So let's move on to the selection table. This is the players. You can see the list of players that out of the 75, I kind of trim it down as well, because I cannot put every single player here. So for every position, for example, goalkeeper, I left it to 5. Defenders, I drop it to 15. From the 22, I drop it to 15 players that I think, okay, these players have chance to be involved in the team. And then I look at the midfielders, likewise 15, and then the forward, something like 15 as well. So this is what I have now. Of course, there are some obvious ones. I think goalkeeper it could be easy to say the goalkeeper is the easiest one, because it's just 5 players there to pick from. But I think the goalkeeper is a tricky one. So I will jump the goalkeeper for now, and then just go to midfield, defense, midfield, and forward, and then pick the obvious ones. Okay. For example, Omar. Yeah. For example, player like Omar Koli. Sorry about that, guys. For example, player like Omar Koli. Captain Omar Koli, definitely he's in the team, so we can just add him in there. And Sedi Janko, I think, yeah, he will be part of the squad, unless he don't want to come. Ibu Ture, definitely he should be part of the squad. Nuha Sonko, centre back, he should be part of the squad. He has been in very good form. So these are obvious ones. So these are not debatable ones, I believe. At least that is what my belief is. James Gomez, I think he's also kind of obvious. He should be in the squad. So I think defenders five should be obvious. By the way, before I move further, the 25-man squad, I already decided how I want my 25-man squad to be. So goalkeepers is 3 goalkeepers I'm gonna go with. Defenders, eight defenders, because that is all I need, I believe. That is all you need defensively. You need four center backs, at least half cover for each position, and then 2 left backs and 2 right backs. That is how I'm looking at it. And then in midfield, I went with the 6 central midfielders. 6 central midfielders. Midfield, I just mean by central midfielders, not wingers or something. Central midfielders or attacking midfielders, like a number 10, number 8, or a number 6. Those are combined to make the midfield area. So I went with 6 midfielders. Since Jonathan McKINSTRY, as according to Coach Chair, he plays with a 4-4-2, flat 4-4-2 formation. So he basically has 2 midfielders. So I believe 6 midfielders in the squad should be enough. It should be enough for that. So I went with 6 midfielders, 6 central midfielders, 6 central attacking and defensive midfielders, and forwards, I went with 8 forwards, and this includes the wingers, attacking wingers, the strikers, and all whatnot. So that is something that is important to note as well. So I already have my 5 defenders set. So there is 3 spots left for this defensive position, which I will come back to. These are the obvious ones in my opinion. I think Mohamed Sane might be obvious, but not so obvious. I will just leave Mohamed Sane for now, because we don't have a lot of options at right back. Looking at the midfield, who is a midfielder that will be obvious? German, of course, number 10. Of course, he usually play number 10, but of course he can be an attacker too, a forward as well. He is obvious for me. Hamza Bari, he's been in good form with his club, and the experience is there for him at international level. So he will be there. Ibrahim Adabo too has been in good form since he moved to Sampdoria. Ibu Adams, where is Ibu Adams? Yeah, definitely Ibu Adams is gonna be there. One of the best players in League One when he went there. And who else could be an obvious midfielder for me? I think these 4 might be obvious. So there are 2 spots left in midfield. So who's going to take those 2 spots? That we will come back to later. We move on to the forward area. We move on to the forwards. Musa Barrow, definitely. Yes, he's coming back from injury, but yeah, he's been back for a few weeks now. So he's one of the most important players in the Gambia national team. Where is Musa? Where is Musa? Oh, he's right there. Yeah, Musa Barrow is gonna come in. Who else is gonna come in? Ibrahim Akoli, definitely he's gonna come in. Yanko Minte, that one I don't even need to say anything about Yanko Minte. Also, I think he also, the experience is there, and he's doing very well with his club, so he must be there. So he should be there. Must is a strong word to use, so he should be there. Who else? Aliou Fadera. Yeah, Aliou Fadera, definitely he should be there. Experience wise, he's there. He's playing at a very, very good league, and they were at some point they were even competing for the league title there. He suffered from injury, a little bit of injury, but since coming back, he has been in the team. He has been in their team. So I have 5 forwards. So it means I have 3 forwards to go. So these positions, I think these players will be in the squad. Let me know what your thoughts are. But I think these players will definitely be in the squad. So let's go to the goalkeeping situation. We have 5 goalkeepers. Baugat Gay, he cannot be in the squad because he's currently injured. So I just added him there because I wanted to have more goalkeeper options. But he cannot be in the squad. So it is down to 4 goalkeepers we have. That is Ibrahim Ajayustek, Ses Sibi, Lamin Jai, and Toldo. Yeah. It's an interesting one. This one, it's an interesting one. But I will start. Like no goalkeeper is obvious. It's none of the four of them. None of them is obvious because other than Toldo, none of these goalkeepers has been really number one for Gambia. So Toldo has been the number one goalkeeper for the Gambia. But in terms of Toldo, I think when you look at the levels they are playing at, I think he's playing at the least level at this moment in time. With his club in Uganda, yeah, and you know, and the age-wise too, because I'm building a team for the future. Because Jonathan McKINSTRY already said that he's thinking about the future. He's thinking about using the youth players, about the making a team that will last long. And I think Toldo's days are numbered. If I were him personally, I think it is time for me to hang my boots. But that is his decision to make. It is not mine to make. So for me personally, I don't see him as an essential, or I don't see him as really performing at the highest level. I don't see him as really. I don't think he warrants a place in the team. Personally, that's what I believe. So I will go with Ibrahima Jaju's Tech. He has been in exceptional form with Pride. Last season, they are player of the season. Gambians have been crying for him to come into the national team. Yes, his league is not at the top league. Estonia is not the biggest league. We all know that, but he's doing well, and they are sometimes competing. I think they have even qualified to be in the European competitions again this season. And Ibrahima Jaju has been the best goalkeeper in that league. Already this season, he has a couple of player of the goalkeeper of the month, goalkeeper of the week. Been in the team of the week a couple of times, or three times. His club are currently second in the league. They are fighting for the title. So yeah, he definitely is there. CSCB was in very, very good form. He also won the goalkeeper, the player of the month for player of the year for Virtus Verona. They had a very good season. They were very close to gaining promotion to the Italian Serie B. Going to the final weeks of the season, his club were inside the playoff spot. But in the final few games, or final couple of games, they lost their games, and then that's how their season ended. So they could not make the playoffs, but they finished around mid-table. So, and CSCB was their player of the season. Saved a lot of penalties, makes some great save, even got an assist. So for me, CSCB has to be. He almost scored a goal too. He almost did an Allison, almost scored a goal. So for me, CSCB has to be back into contention for the national team. He was close to being the number one in the team. I think there was some issues in the past when Babakar Gaye came and Babakar Gaye became number one. That caused some issues in the previous African Cup of Nations. We remember he was the one. He was there with Babakar Gaye and Toldo. Those were the three goals that went to the previous AFCON in 2022. So, if they can work with him, I don't know what was the situation there, but they should give him an option again. He's a Gambian. They should give him the opportunity to be in the squad again. He was in the provisional squad for the AFCON recently. So, yeah, he is in contention, and I would pick him. And the third goalkeeper I would pick, it's between Toldo and Lamin Sarr. Lamin Sarr recently, in this past few weeks, has been one of the most informed Gambian goalkeepers. He moved from Eskel Minor to Lund in Sweden, of course, in the third tier of the Swedish league, but he's doing really well. Kept a couple of clean sheets in his last two games. So I would go with him over Toldo because of the age, and then I'm looking at the future. I don't think Toldos has a big future in Gambian football now. He has been one of the greatest servants of Gambian football. He has been there for a very long time, but looking at the long term, I don't think Toldo is somebody that we would want going forward. So I would rather give chance to the younger goalkeepers, because yes, this situation we are in, no Babakar Gaye, who is the number one, who was number one in the AFCON. He's injured right now. So there is the opportunity for that number one to be claimed. And there is an opportunity for somebody to make a claim for the spot, for the number one jersey in the Gambia. Because there is no Toldo. And for me, there is no Babakar Gaye. For me, Toldo, his time is up for me personally, so I will not pick him. So I will give these three goalkeepers to go and battle it out. Who's gonna be the number one? Who's gonna at least hold that spot before Babakar Gaye come back? And because when Babakar Gaye come back, he's not gonna come straight into the team. If somebody does really well over these next two games, then who knows? They might stick to that number one. So yeah, this is an opportunity for somebody to claim that spot. So I will go with the 3 goalkeepers, and they will fight it out who will be the number 1. They are all relatively young goalkeepers. They are much younger than Toldo. So I will go with the 3 goalkeepers. It is sad to leave out Toldo. It is unfortunate, but for me personally, going forward, I want to go with the younger goalkeepers. That is the goalkeeping situation set. No Toldo, no Babukar Gay. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Do you think Toldos will be there still, or do you think you will give chance to these 3 goalkeepers? And then defensively, like I say, 5 left with 3 spots. Mohamed Sane, I will add him. He's not an obvious for me, but I will add him because he's not an obvious for one reason, because of the level he's playing right now. He was playing at Vlasim in the 2nd division of the what is it called? The Czech Republic League. He was on loan there from Batik, and then Batik took him. They took him back after the January transfer window. He went back to his club, but when he went back, they sent him to their 2nd team, the B team, which is playing in the 3rd tier or the 4th tier of the Czech Republic League. So in terms of level, I'm not happy with the level he's playing at, but something I would like to say about him is whenever he is given an opportunity in the national team, he never disappoints the national team. So, and the experience is there. He has the experience to play for the national team. He has been playing recently with his club, but be it in a very low league, 3rd tier or 4th tier in the Czech Republic League. So yeah, I will take him because we don't have many options at right back. The other player that I considered, but I see it not realistic, was Cody Drame. I don't see it as realistic because he said he's not going to play for Gambia. That's what Tom told us in the past. For Mahdi, he did not say he's not going to play, but he was not ready. Because Mahdi was already named in the squad at some point. So I don't know what is going to be the situation. So Mohamed Sane, I think I will pick him based on his pedigree, based on his reliability when he comes to the national team. He's always reliable when they give him the opportunity. So he is in the squad. So 2 spots. So the 2 right back spots are covered. The 1 left back is covered, and then 3 center back is covered. The 1 left back, I think it was gonna be Jacob Mendy, 100%. But at the end of the season, Jacob had an injury. He had a bad injury, so I don't think he is gonna be ready for this international break. So for that reason, I'm gonna give an opportunity to another fullback. And the one I'm thinking about, the other options that I have is Seni Sanyang and Aliou Jatta. Again, Aliou Jatta is the more experienced one. Seni Sanyang has been the more informed recently, but Seni Sanyang has his own experience with the under 20. Of course, at the senior level, he has never been in the senior squad, so there is no experience at senior level. Aliou Jatta has played has 2 caps for the Gambia national team. Now playing in Egypt, Al Gunna. But recently, he has not been playing as regularly. He missed, I think, their last 4 games, so I don't know for what reason. And then if you look at the age profile again, Seni Sanyang is around is much younger than Aliou Jatta. Aliou Jatta is approaching the 30 years old, something like that. So if you look at the future, I think it's Seni. Seni is the future of Gambian left back. And then you look at, we have Ibu Toure already. He's he's a veteran in Gambian football right now. Like in the squad, he's a veteran there because he's one of the most experienced players in the Gambian national team squad because he has been there for a very, very long time. So to have a very experienced fullback and somebody who is, trying to get to that level, I think it's a good blend in terms of Ibu Toure can help Seni Sanyang, when he comes into the national team, experience-wise. Seni can learn of Ibu Toure. So I don't see the point why I should bring another fullback who is really experienced in Aliou Jatta. I know he should be considered, but in this case, I will go with Seni Sanyang because I already have a veteran, or I already have a very experienced fullback there in Ibu Toure. So it will not be a problem to have a less experienced left back in the squad. So I will go with Seni. Of late, he has been playing regularly for his club, that is CSK Sofia in Bulgaria. So I will go with him. I think they finished 2nd or 3rd in the league. I will go with Seni. So we have 2, 4, 6. One more. Finally, it's gonna be left with 1 center back. You see how I say this is so difficult. Look at how many defenders I have left on this list. You have Chuka, you have Musa Jata, you have Alaji Sen, you have Moses Jaju, you have Momadou Layon Jai, Malcolm Jeng, and there are 5 center backs, and then you only have one option. You only have one spot to pick them. So coaches, to be honest, you have to pay respect, give respect to the coaches. It's not easy picking a squad of 25 man squad, because you leave out good players, because these are all good players. Musa Jare has been in exceptional form. Chuka, of late, he has not been playing, but we all know where Gambia put him in terms of or at least Gambian fans, where they see him, his level. He's a very good center back. Alaji Sen, the captain of the under 20, he was very good with that leadership. He has been in the national team squad a few times. Yes, Moses, he went to Ukraine. His career did not start off straight away, but recently he's playing. But I don't think that's enough for him to get in the squad. But of course, these players are for the future, so they don't have to worry if they are not selected at this point in time. Lion Jai, he's also a potential Gambian, because he plays for Norway. He's doing really well with his club in the Norwegian top tier. Sometimes he captains his club. I don't know if he's the second vice captain or something. And he's very young, 22 years of age. He captained them in the cup game recently. Malcolm Jeng, he also is really good, playing regularly in the Swedish league. Just 19 years of age, left-footed centre back. You don't have many left-footed centre back. Left-footed centre back are very valuable. You have him. You have Musa Jata, who's also a left-footed centre back. So I have to pick only one. I choose to go with Alaji Sen because of his experience, a little bit of experience in the national team, his experience with the under 20s, and he's playing at a decent league. He's playing in the second division of Danish League, Horsens. Not playing regularly, but I think his experience and of course he's the future of Gambian defense. Is the reason why I think he's the option there. Musa Jata, I think the level he's playing, even though he's playing really well at that club, the level is quite lower. Chuka is not involved with his club yet. Since he moved there on loan, he has not played really. So I'm not going to. Moses just started playing recently, and of course, if it is between Moses and Alaji Sen, I will always go with Alaji Sen because of the experience and the leadership qualities that Alaji Sen have shown in the past and all whatnot. So that's it. Lion Jai is somebody I'm really tempted to put there. I'm very tempted to put there, but between him and Alaji Sen, I will go with Alaji Sen, even though Lion has been in better form of late. And, it's a tricky one with Lion because, get these players now before they become something really good and then go and play for Norway, or you wait. Malcolm is likewise. Get him now. Malcolm has already represented Sweden youth teams, and if I'm not wrong, Lion Jai has also represented Norwegian youth teams. So it's a competition between Gambia and so sometimes you might even pick them when they don't even deserve the spot. But in this case, I believe both of them have been playing very well. If they were to be selected in the national in the squad, I think they deserve it. That is my take on both of them. But I will go with Alaji Sen because of his leadership, his experience, and those kind of things. That's the defense set. So let's move on to the midfield area. I'm sure some people will say, Solmar should be there because he has a club now. He's playing. I'm gonna disappoint you guys. Solmar is not gonna be selected in the squad because yes, he's playing. He has a squad. He has a team he's playing for right now. But he's not playing regularly. He joined them in January, just after the African Cup of Nations. He has only played 2 games for his club. He's playing in Serbia, right? He's only played 2 games for his club, and both games, he came off the bench to play in those games. He did not start a single game since he moved there. He has been on the bench 7 or 8 times in their team, and the team is currently languishing at the bottom of the Serbian league. So it's not the best teams in Serbia, but still he cannot break into that team. So this is not telling me about the quality of Solmar. It's far from that. What it is telling me is he really fit? Has he really regained that fitness that he had? I believe when he is fit, when he's playing, when Solomon is in his game, he's one of the most important players in the Gambia national team. Bigly, his leadership qualities are very good, and then he's a top-notch player. Like his quality on the ball is exceptional. Who understands the role that he plays, the defensive midfield role. Nobody understands him more than him. But your body is very important when it comes to football. And right now, I don't think his body is in that place where he can play regularly, and that's why I think he's not playing at his club level. Yes, maybe there are other reasons for him not playing. Maybe the club, they are struggling at the bottom, so they don't want to integrate new players into it. They want to rely on the players they have. I don't know, but the fact is he's not playing at the moment. He's not playing regularly. Only 2 games he played. And his club are not the best club in there. So for me, my guess is that he is not at his fittest. So for that reason, I'm not gonna pick him. The other options that I have is Jasper Cisse, Mahdi Kamara, Mahmoudou Bajo, Youssoufa Bob, Haruna Rasinjai, Sekou Touré, Alassana Mane, and Imam Diagne, and Alfousseni Gassama at UAE, and then Nuha Jata. I just threw that one there. Nuha Jata, Leipzig. These are the options that we have in midfield, and we have only 2 spots to fill right now. If that's a big if Mahdi Kamara were to accept the call from the nationality, from the coach, he's 100% in for me, without doubt. He's the best Gambian midfielder this season, the whole season, in terms of like I have to call him Gambian, yeah, because he's a descendant, Gambian descendant. He has been the best Gambian midfielder this season. Yes, Ibu today has been exceptional for Derby. Ibrahima Dabo, when he went to Sampdoria, he has been exceptional. Hamza Bari has been very, very good for Vejle. But Mahdi has been a different gravy, to be honest, this season. His club, Bre, they made it to the Champions League for the 4th time in history. They are playing in the French League. They finished 3rd in the French League. Mahdi scored 7 goals and created 3 assists in the league. 10 goal involvement. We all know Mahdi as a defensive mid. He scored some cracking goals in that one. He even scored a hat-trick in one of the games. He was very, very important. And France is one of the best leagues in the world. It's top 5 leagues in the world. It's France, England. According to Opta, it's one of the best 5 leagues in the world. So Mahdi, if he says yes, 100% he is in my team. But realistically, I'm not so confident, so I would take him out. I was just teasing that one. Realistically, I'm not sure. So in this midfield, you can see that they are all attacking midfielders. We need a defensive midfielder there, obviously. And the other options I have, defensive midfield, Jasper Cisse and Mahmoudou Bajo. I'm going to go with Bajo. He has showed a lot in the youth teams. He showed a lot for his club, Port Brezova in Slovakia, even though they have not been in the greatest of form. But he has been that ever present. They are playing every single game, 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes. He is the future of Gambian defensive midfielder. I think he can, he can take the throne from Suleiman Mar in that role, because he is also very able. He is also very his understanding of the game is very good. We saw what he did at the under 20 African Cup of Nations and the under 20 World Cup. He was exceptional for the Gambia. So I will give him. This is the time to set the to create the path for him, open the path for him, and then and let him go, let him flourish. So this is the time. He's gonna be the one of the players that I will pick. And then finally, I have only one spot to fill now. Only one spot to fill. This is a difficult one. My boy is there looking at me. Youssoufa Bob. He is similar to Mohamed Sane. Whenever he plays for the national team, he never disappoints the national team. AFCON, he went without the club, and then he was really good. Now he has a club. He's playing in the 2nd division of the Moroccan League. They are close to getting promoted to the 1st division of the Moroccan League. But again, the league is not great because it's 2nd division of the Moroccan League. If he was playing at the top tier of the Moroccan League, at least you can accept that as one of the top leagues in Africa. But the 2nd division of the Moroccan League maybe is a bit tricky. So he's an option. And then Rashid Njai is an option. Sekou Touré, like, his experience in the national team is not there. He has not been playing regularly this season. I know many people will just say, oh, Sekou Touré has been playing week in, week out, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the case. He's not playing week in, week out. This season, he has not even started back-to-back games for his club. He has played some games. Most of the time, he's coming off the bench. He has not started back-to-back games. And the experience at the national team level is not there. So it's difficult to justify his selection. Alassana Mane, he just picked up form recently. He was struggling since after AFCON, but of late, in the last 5 games, he was the best player for Odense. So he is also a strong candidate. Imam Jan, he is also doing very well for Mayalbi. Alfuseni Gassama. This one will be very difficult. Alfuseni Gassama has scored 16 goals for his club this season. 16 goals for his club from midfield. He's an attacking midfielder. He has scored 16 goals for his club. He's vying for the top leading goal scorer in the UAE second division. So again, the league is not the greatest, but what he's doing is really good. So he's also an option. So who's gonna take that one spot? I think Alassana or Yusuf Bob should be the strong candidates in my opinion. If Mahdi was available, he was going to be that spot. He was going to take that spot. But because he is not available or he is not realistic, I think I will go with Alassana. Because of the form he just picked up, his experience with the national team, at the level that he is playing, even though his club just get relegated to the second division of the Danish League, but he almost single-handedly prevented them from that relegation when he picked up form late in the season. So I will go with Alassana Jatta. 100%. I will go with Alassana Jatta. Yusufa Bob, oh my boy. Yeah, it's difficult. This is why it's very difficult. You are going to leave out players that are performing week in, week out. Players that are doing really well at their club. No, Haruna Rasinja, he just recently started his first game for his club. We also need to mention that. So people will want to see him in the squad. I know he's also the future, but you don't want to put everything about the future, right? You have to mix it up a little bit, a bit of experience, a bit of the future. So Haruna Rasid, his time will come. Let him just keep working with his club RFS. And his time will come in the national team. I'm sure he's going to conquer the national team for a very, very long time in the future. But Yusufa Bob, leaving out Yusufa Bob is a very difficult one. Imam too has been doing well. The last one I did not mention is Enoha Jatta. He has represented Germany at youth level just recently, like that international video. He was playing for the Germany under 17 or something like that. But again, it's a similar one. He is a player that we are in competition with Germany. We saw him training with the Gambia on a 20 team before they embarked on their journey to the World Cup. He was training with them in Banjul. Not that he was selected, but he just came to Gambia and he was training with the squad. So there is a Gambian heart in him. There is a heart for Gambia in him. But also he's playing for Germany. He know there is a heart for Germany as well. So it's a case of why not you pick him now and then give him cap him before Germany do that at senior level. So it's a competition. At the end of the day, you have to embrace these competitions, but you have to look at them. You have to look at them and then take actions. So I'm not gonna pick him in this squad because it's very difficult to integrate him in this squad. But he's somebody I would pick to the national team just to give him that cap and prevent him from playing for Germany. He made his debut for Leipzig in the Bundesliga this season. That was the final game of the season. So he's just 18 years old. So, the sky is the limit for him. He's well built. He's a very good footballer. So, yeah, he's a player that we need to do something about. So, yeah, that makes the midfield. That is Abla Diallo, Hamza Bari, Ibrahim Adabo, Ibu Adams, Bajo, Mahmoudou Bajo, and Alassana Jatta. Alassana Mane, rather. So those are the three. So left with the 3 forward players to make the 25-man squad. So who are the forward options that we have here? We have Sidi Jatta. He just won the league and cup double in Austria. Steve Tarawale, yes, he's loved by everyone in the Gambia. Very good footballer, very good entertainer on the pitch. So yeah, Hassan Cisse, top striker, leading goal scorer in Gambian history. Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai, very, very, he's usually crucial, especially when he comes off the bench for the Gambia. He's usually crucial. Yusuf Anjal, he has not been in the squad for a while, but he's also, he's also a veteran and had a very late end of the season where he almost saved his club from the relegation. Adama Bojang, yes, he was the star player in the under 20, so we have to consider him. Mo Fall, He was doing exceptionally well with his club in England. And then Alassana Jatta also went to England, did very well. Mohamed Badamosi, Jibril Silla. Jibril Silla, we see what he's doing in Tanzania. And then you have Adama Sidibe and Musa Juara. Adama Sidibe is, helped St. Johnstone avoid that relegation in the Scottish top tier. And like, yeah, Musa Juara did the same thing for Vejle. He was their best player in the relegation battle. He was their best player. Like, not even Hamza. Musa Juara was their best player. So you see these options, and then you are telling me just have to pick 3 of these players. This is how difficult it is for the coaches to make these kind of decisions. It's really, really tough. If you're making it in a very objective way, it's really, really difficult. So, let me rule out some players first before I start picking. Hassan Cisse ruled out because he's injured. He has not been playing since February. He has not been playing, so he has been nursing an injury, so he is ruled out. I hope he come back soon though. Our top striker, Steve ruled out. I know people gonna come and kill me for this one. Steve, I'm gonna rule out Steve. The level again, he's playing in Iran. I don't know what that level is, but like, he just started playing there recently, and he scored a couple of goals so far since he moved there, but I've not seen enough of him yet to say like it's time for him to come back to the national team. Also considering the other players that we have, so yeah, I think he will come back to the national team. He will come back at some point, but for me, it's not now. That's my opinion. Bambalai, I have to consider him very well. He did not have the best of season, to be honest, with Greenwood. Yes, last season he was exceptional. This season he haven't had the best of season with them. So I will come back to him. Yusuf Njai, Qatar, he's also an option. Adam Abojang, he's the future. He's the future of the team. So why not do it now? That is the question we are asking. Why not do it now? But I don't think he had a great season. He was, of course, the reason is because he was not playing regularly, because he was not given enough opportunities. Just cameo appearances, 5 minutes, 1 minute. You cannot show yourself in that. So he was not given enough opportunity, I believe. But he's the future. He's the future. So I don't know. Let's wait a little bit on that one. Let me check Alfuseni. I will add Jibril Silla, 100%. I'm going to take Jibril Silla. He's been exceptional for his club. He's been exceptional for Azam. Yesterday, somebody just gifted him an award for being their best player. Some fans come and give him an award just because he has been exceptional for them. 22 goal involvement for his club. They are almost second. They are gonna finish second or third in the Tanzanian league, and they are in the cup final as well. So this month he has been in exceptional good form. So yeah, I'm gonna pick him. The form he is on right now, like, is unrivaled. The form he is on this month is unrivaled for Gambian players. So he has to be there. I'm gonna pick Adama Sidibe. What he did with the Scottish club, what he did before going to Scotland. He was playing with Raylands in England, about 6th or 7th year in England. He was scoring for fun, scored 16 goals for them, and then St. Johnstone in the Scottish top tier signed him. And since they signed him, he never looked back. He was there. He has been their best player in the second half of the season. He led the charges in their fight against relegation, and it was his goals that really helped them avoid that relegation. He ended up scoring 5 goals for them. So in total this season, he scored 21 goals as an attacking player, playing in the English lower leagues as well as the Scottish Premier League. So I think it is his time to come. So that makes it 2, 4, 6, 7. One spot to go. Which is difficult, right? So I rule out Steve, and I rule out Hassan. I kind of rule out Use. So it's gonna be between Bambalai. And yeah, to be honest, I don't like the form Bambalai has been in this season compared to last season. I don't think he even scored a lot of goals this season, 1 or 2. If it is not even more than 2, I unfortunately I did not check that before coming, but I don't think it's more than 2 goals that he scored or assisted or stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna rule out Bambalai. Adama Bojang, I will wait that one. I will wait for that one because the other players have been in good form. So I will wait for Adam Abuja and give him time. Let him develop a little bit more. He's going to be the future of Gambia. Like, he's going to be the future for Gambia up top. So there's no rush there. So I can, I will wait on that one. So it is down to Alassana Jatta, Mo Fall, who is ready to represent Gambia, Mohamed Badamosi, and Musa Juara. Badamosi, he scored 3 goals as a striker. A lot of games he played for his club in Saudi Arabia. 3 goals he scored. He has been important for Gambia. Like, don't forget what he did to send Gambia to the African Cup of Nations, coming off the bench and scoring, And he's a different profile of players. We don't have a player like him. Maybe similar to him is only Ali Sow, who can be a little bit physical, play balls at the top and stuff like that. So Badamosi has been in the team, ever present with Tom, Musa Barrow's friend and stuff like that. So, he has been a good servant for the national team. But I think it's about competition at this level. It's about competition. Who has been doing it better? Who has been doing better? So those are the players. I think Al-Husseini has a good chance, but for him too, he was not playing in the latter stage of the season. I think he was injured. So I will rule out Badamosi and Al-Husseini. So it will be down to Musa Juara and Mo Fall. Mo Fall. I really want to see him come play for Gambia. And then if you look at the team, I don't have many number 9s in the team. I have a couple, yeah. I have Adama Sidibe and Ali Sow. Those are the 2 we have there. And Musa Barrow can play there up top. So who is it gonna be? But the form that Musa Juara has been on has been exceptional. One of the best Gambian players in the past couple of months. One of the best. So I'm going to go with Musa Juara. And there you have it, guys. That is my squad. 25 man squad. It was not easy. Look at the players I just left out in the squad. This is what coaches have to go through all the time. Wow. This is a tough task. Like, it's a really difficult task. But it's a blessing that we have all this potential who could represent Gambia. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think my selection is justified? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it,